The patron side of my YouTube channel is doing very well. I've put a link in the description box below the video. If you want to go and have a look, by all means do so. There's also two other links there. There's one for Extreme Plasma and one for Artec Welding. They both support my channel in as much as I get consumables for welding equipment and I get bits and pieces for the plasma table. I'm going to do some more videos for Artec on torches, different cups, welding stainless steel, exotic metals. But there's one thing you get with me, you get an honest result. If I get something sent and it's shite, I'll just say it's shite. All these studs on the fittings are 1/2 inch width, except those two, which have obviously been given a problem sometime. They've been tapped out to either 9/16 or 5/8, and then had some shoulder studs made. So we'll have to get new studs made. All the studs are being replaced. But they've all come out without any disasters really. This is the stud I took out of the boiler shell off Richard's steam wagon. All the studs are 1/2 inch width except two of them which are 5/8 where they go into the shell and 1/2 inch on the other end. The threads must have been damaged and somebody's made step studs at some time. What I've got to do is make two studs like that. I've got a couple of 5/8 width bolts which sorts that end out. I'll put them in the lathe, part them off, machine them down and put some threads on this end. I'll leave a little bit on there so it tightens into the shell. Anyway, some genuine Whitworth bolts. My local nut and bolt stockers do stock quite a lot of old Whitworth stuff, which is really handy. It's getting harder and harder to find though. I'm going to use the collar chuck to hold these, and then hopefully it won't damage the threads because quite a lot of torque goes through them to do the actual threading. I'm just going to use a die on here. I'm not going to bother screw cutting it. It's a little bit pissed wobbly there. It's probably the bolt, not the chuck. I've put a milling cutter in the chuck, and it is the bolt that's running out, not the chuck. Not a million mile away. Right. Need to part it off the length and then get some threads put on it. Quite alarming the shape of that bolt actually. This thread's 1/2 inch width, so we need this part of the stud down to 1/2 inch. Some of these old bolts are a really good source of decent material. Right, that's dead on 1/2 inch. Nice taper on the end for the die to start on. Right. I've got the die set fully open, so the thread should be slack at first. I've got a 1/2 inch bit worth die nut here which will put the threads onto dead on size. Right, I've turned it round and smaller collets, we just need down to size now, down to length. Just take the threads off so I can use a parting tool on it. Right, we'll part that off and then face it off to length. I just want to put a radius on there where it goes from 1/2 inch up to 5/8. No sharp corners. That's good. We've got a dead thread there that'll stop it scrolling all the way through. Right, I've got a 5/8 die nut that we're going to use to clean those threads up where there's been grip in the choke. And that stops on that edge, so that's one done. this come up on the local advertising site. It's a Wolf tool post grinder. I bought it for not a great lot of money. I think it'll be quite a useful thing to have on the lathe, because I do quite a lot of gearbox shafts, and you can machine to a really accurate dimension with these and get a good finish. The wiring on it obviously needs replacing. The lad said he's had it for 30 years and he's never turned it on in 30 years. It has got a plug on. It's also got a 30-year-old grinding wheel on, so we're not going to be spinning that. But what I'll do is I'll take the guard off and I'll plug it in and make sure the motor works. He assures me it does. We'll take the belt guard off. It doesn't appear to have had much use, because the nut on the end of there is in good condition, and that normally gets a lot of abuse. Obviously I want to put some new wire on it, and I'll probably put a set of bearings in it, depending on what the bearings actually feel like. That's the adjuster for that belt. Like I say, it's stood for 30 years, so you wouldn't expect it to move quite easily. That's the drive belt for it. Right, that feels really rough. The spindle feels very nice. The bearings in the motor are probably shot. Right, I'm going to plug it in and carefully turn it on and see what happens, just to make sure it does run. Right, it's got power going to it now. Once again, it's just time to say thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and always a massive thanks for all the well wishes and kind words that keep coming in. I'd like to say something about what's happening in Ukraine, but honestly, words fail me. I really hope to get this sorted out and we can get back to some sort of normality. It must be absolutely horrendous what's happening to them people across there. Anyway, thanks for watching.